This is Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shade 45.
Wake your fuck ass up. That crust out you.
Sway in the morning, Shade 45. Welcome to the show. If you're just now tuning in, Kelly Kinkaid has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. Kelly Kinkaid is here.
Good morning.
Fresh off a day of workout with our new trainer yesterday.
Hey.
I feel it today too, Sway.
Yeah, this is the first time I feel it. Like my hamstrings are sore right now, Kelly. My hamstrings are sore. But how you feeling? You feel great?
I feel great because I'm going to look good this summer and for life.
Yeah, if you look good for summer, and you're going to feel good, right?
For life.
For life, right? Well, let's get into it. It's First Aid with Kelly Kinkaid.
This program contains true stories of rescues.
It's First Aid with Kelly Kinkaid.
All right, 5 minutes into the hour. Kelly Kinkaid, we got a very special guest that's joining us this morning.
Yes, Sway, you know, the month of March has been Women's History Month, and it is my duty to end this month off with a special woman who's an author of a great book called Stratechic. And, you know, I've been all around the halls talking about this book, Raven with Tracy G. Read this chapter, read this chapter. And I wanted to bring the citizens, Michele Thronton. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Woo!
So let's get into it. The title, Stratechic. How did you come up with that title? What is that?
You know, it's strategic. People say strategic. So but the notion of, I changed the G and made it a CH for women. So women were born strategists. Mm-hmm. We just strategize for everyone else.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Right? From morning to night, we make everyone look good. So I wanted to give them a blueprint so that they can begin to strategize for themselves. Because look, when we good, men look good.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody around them.
Yeah.
Right? So that was the notion behind the book.
Right.
And there's a funny story. I don't have to get into today, but it's in the book that, you know, when you're a mom, other moms kind of piss you off. And so another mom at my kid's school gave me the notion to write a book on strategy because of a little text message she sent me.
She pissed you off?
A little bit.
What did she say? I know it's in the book, but what did she say to piss you off?
I'll give you the short version.
Okay.
And every mom and dad goes through this, but at the end of the day, her daughter, you know, all kids act bad.
Yeah.
You know, we all got some badass kids.
Mm-hmm.
But she felt like her child couldn't do any wrong. So at the end of the day, her daughter brought all these bracelets, but didn't want to give my daughter one because they had a little tiff and that can't go back and forth. So my daughter came on. She's like, I don't even care. She didn't give me one. Whatever. I was like, oh, this is a good lesson.
Yeah.
I said, because you don't allow someone to control you and make you feel a certain way. So she made her own bracelets, wore them to school the next day. I said, but you can't say one word. Mm-hmm. She had to wear short sleeve shirts so the girl could see them. Mm-hmm. You cannot. I said, but don't say anything. I said, when she comes up to you, tell her this, that my grandmother taught my mother that when someone doesn't want to do for you, you can do for yourself.
Oh, wow.
And so she repeated to the girl verbatim, and then the woman sends me a text, the strategies you're teaching your daughter won't work long term.
And hence the title of the book.
Boom!
There it is. Oh, okay.
Look, you can't tell someone from Oakland. You can't send someone from Oakland a text message like that and no reaction.
Come on, man.
You know, Michele, you are...
Hold up.
The Bay, okay.
Hold
Y'all
up.
both
Kelly,
in the Bay.
Oakland moment, breathe. Kelly, don't step on the Oakland moment.
Yay.
That's just
yay,
kind of
yay.
because Michelle's from Oakland,
right?
You know, and that's just
You're
the
from
kind
Oakland.
these are the gems we grow up with learning.
For real.
We got to be mental strategists all the time.
All the time. If
I
someone
get it.
just can't throw it at me and on my child, no, take that back. My strategies are still working. And boom, you helped me with a book. Thank you.
Damn.
Blessings coming all kind of ways.
That's Oakland, baby. Anyway, I'm sorry, Kelly. Go ahead, my bad.
And you know, a lot of women could relate to you because you are a superwoman. You're senior vice president over at Centric TV.
Yep.
You're a mother, a wife.
Yep.
How did you have the time to put this book together? Because I know there's a lot of books out here. And, you know, the difference is you went ahead and did it.
Right. So let me say two things. I read a lot of books before I wrote this one. I wrote a book that people could read in a couple hours. Mm-hmm. Right. I don't want to read about, just get to the point. So I got to the point really quickly just with 10 pillars. And one of the pillars that start off in the book is time. So what I found out, look, and this is for men or women because everyone's extremely busy. So I took back 30 minutes. There was 30 minutes at the end of the day that I realized I had for myself from 11:30 to 12. I said, if I just squeeze out 30 more minutes, what could I do with an hour? And what I found out with 1 hour that I focused, I could write a book in 8 months. And everyone has the ability to do that. But it really takes focus and planning and intention in order to do that.
Right.
So it really just a matter of what are your priorities at that particular junction in your life.
I mean, I know this is, targeted towards women, but there's a lot of valuable gems in this book that anybody could benefit from.
Absolutely.
Even looking at some of the chapters and reading through some of them, execute your plan. Help others, serve your way forward. I mean, these are all principles that we could all follow. I want to open up the phone lines, too, to our female constituency.
Yes.
The women citizens of Sway in the Morning to call in and give Michelle a call and talk to her about this book. Many ways to help better yourself and move forward. 888-742-3345. If you're searching for some advice or some insight, give us a call.
More First Aid with Kelly Kinkaid on Shade 45.
All right, First Aid with Kelly Kinkaid. We got a special guest here, Kelly.
Yes, today we have Michele Thronton, the author of Stratechic, Life and Career Winning Strategies for Women. But a lot of this can be applied for everyone, men, women. And it's the last day of Women's History Month. So we wanted to end it off with a bang.
What are some of the the principles of this book you feel like that can apply to men, that men can learn from as well?
Don't men learn from women all the time? Sway, stop sitting over there playing, okay? But this is the notion, right?
Yeah.
So this is what men do, and they're really good at it.
Okay.
They focus on one thing, and they're good at it, and they win. That's why there are more CEOs. That's why women still make 79 cents to every dollar men make in every single category. Yet 4 out of 10 women are now the breadwinners in their homes. So men kind of get it. Now, I will say this. One of the things, especially for young millennials that I've seen, is they're coming into corporate America, and they have no self-awareness, right? They're like, but I got 25,000 Facebook followers. But what does that have to do with you sitting here at this table, right?
Yeah.
Because no one in corporate America really cares about that.
Yeah.
So what I would say, and a lot of millennials have attached themselves to this book, have been reaching out to me. Moms is like, oh my God, my daughter read it, and she's actually beginning to walk differently. So that is, to me, the blessing in this. So I'd say self-awareness is critical. Execution is critical. Paying attention to your circle, your village. I see these young folks walking around with people that is your Facebook friend, but should they really be your friend? No.
Yeah.
Right? They're not going where you're trying to go if you're trying to be the person you were created to be. So I believe everything in here, really, even investing in yourself, right? Young man, you gotta understand that how you're viewed, especially when you're a little black boy. You have to understand that you're first seen by the color on your skin.
Right.
So there are so many principles that I think for men and women. And matter of fact, Yvonne and I talked about who's in the corner. Go, Yvonne.
Yvonne is here. Yvonne is a friend of the family here.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Not a great chef, but she could provide some great food. I'm joking. I'm sorry, Yvonne.
She's awesome at helping you pick lipsticks.
You know what? They didn't pat me down when I came in here, Yvonne, and I told everybody I'm from Oakland. So he needs to want to watch himself, okay?
Yeah, but I know I'm safe around you. Tracy is our resident millennial. Would you like to chime in?
What's up, millennial?
What up, Michelle? So I agree with everything that you said. I also think a really important skill is resiliency and knowing how to activate that kind of inner rubber bands. And just, when you're being human, especially if you're venturing into doing entrepreneurship, there's going to be a flurry of falls, and you have to figure out how that fall is going to force you to either bounce and not to break. So I'm wondering for you, if you don't mind sharing an anecdote of when you had a quote unquote failure, but you were able to extract the lessons from it as soon as possible to move forward better than you were before.
So I'll give you a story. And it was a failure on my part because I stayed at an employer too long. I stayed beyond the fact where they didn't value me anymore. And they had showed me consistently through pay, through promotion, through access to the boardroom table. And so I stayed, but I kind of had the last laugh because once I realized I stayed too long, I said, okay, now how do I leave? And that's where this whole book comes into play, right? Because you have to have a plan and strategy. Now, what the company did was hire an executive coach for me. So I asked that executive coach to help me leave because we had built a relationship. Relationships are critical, right? And you have to know and be able to tell if someone's going to be on your team or not. So I knew he was on Team Thornton, and he knew that I had outgrown the position I was in. Matter of fact, the company looked me in my face and said, I don't know if people would follow you.
Wow.
But where am I sitting today? I won't go down there because I'm going to keep the Oakland in my back pocket.
Hey!
So I put a plan together and I put it on a whiteboard. And one of the things that we have to do, whether you're young or old, man or woman, is you have to write things out. We think of so much stuff. Think about it. If you go to the grocery store and don't have a grocery list, you're going to leave 10 things back. You're like, damn, I went for that and I didn't even bring it or buy it. So it was a misstep, but I recovered. And then I put a plan together and I moved on and I sit here today. When I left there, I was a director. Now I'm a senior vice president within 24 months. So I'm sitting where I should be. Right?
Exactly.
So,
And you know, Michele, in the book, it's a great read, but you also it's a workbook as well. What are some of the things that you have for us to take time to write out? Because you talk about plan and strategies.
you know, I go into a room and I ask people, I said, write down the 3 people that have actually helped you do something. And the room gets real silent.
They don't have 3?
Do you see what I'm saying? Because
I got like 11.
right, you say 11, but if you write down, people maybe made a phone, but what did it materialize? And so when I say helped you get to where you want to be and follow the cycle through. People can make a phone call and then they get busy and then they don't return your call. So write down 3 people so I can say I have 1 or 2. My current boss has helped me see my vision and become what I am, right? My husband has helped me edit my book. He's an attorney and he's helped me get to it. So I can say there are people that have literally helped me, but they're like, I have to really think. So you have to begin to write down, and if you don't have anyone, who can help you and how do you begin to build that relationship?
Michele Thronton is here dropping gems.
Yeah, yo, catch them.
That's the Oakland baby. We're going to come back with some phone calls. You can talk with her directly. 888-742-3345. Give us a call. Sway the Morning Shade 45. We're in the middle of First Aid with Kelly Kinkaid. We have Michele Thronton here. She's the author of Stratechic.
Strategic.
Oh, Stratechic.
Yes.
Okay.
Either way, I'll take it.
Okay. All right. Life and career winning strategies for women. That could also apply to men. I'm just throwing that in there too, because reading some of the reading in the book, I can see some things that I'm taking gems away from it and going, Some of it you kind of sense,
Right.
but you kind of need confirmation. So sometimes when you read it from another person and it's put so eloquently as it is in this book, you go, okay, cool, I'm on the right path, right?
That's right.
And I was just thinking about your question. 3 people who have helped me. Kelly is one of the people who have helped me get to where I'm going.
And you're one of my people, too.
Oh, thank you, Kelly. I appreciate that.
Oh, look at this love fest.
My partner, Kinkaid, on the West Coast, who's from the Bay. My brother, Terry Calloway, constantly, right? So I could name at least 3 off the back, but I probably have. Your grandparents count, right? Or does that not? Cause that's just a part of their job.
That's a part of their job.
Okay, so the sibling, that's just a part of their job.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's really people outside of your family circle.
I say yes.
Okay. Let me think.
Don't get in trouble, Sway, because there's probably some folks out there be like, he know I helped him.
Well, what you said, to make a phone call and that's different from like
Seeing it through.
Through
absolutely.
continuously,
Invested,
right?
correct.
Invested. That's the word. That they're not just there this year; they're there every year.
That's correct.
Yeah, well, if somebody feels that way, they could call us up too. 888-742-3345. Candy's on the line from Atlanta. Candy, good morning.
Good morning, Sway. Good morning, Michele.
Good morning.
Thanks for taking my call.
Absolutely.
I just ordered your book from Amazon, so I have not read it yet, but I had a question for you. I think most of the women that would read your book would be moms, wives, and they'll also have a career. Having a healthy balance of those things, it seems to be kind of a myth. Can you speak to how you manage to balance your family responsibilities along with creating your chart and your path to growth in your career?
So I'll say I'm balanced, but I know there's some folks in my household who say that I'm not. So balance is relative, and you have to decide what feels good, and you have to have open lines of communication to what feels right for your family. So I say that's the first step. What does balance look like for your particular situation? And once you get feedback on what that is, because it's important, you just can't live in a bubble, right? I mean, everyone has to be happy in your circle. So And then the second thing I would say is once you figure out what that is, then you have to map out where do you spend most of your time. And when you get into the book, you'll see. And when you see that there are people who aren't deserving of the time that you give them, cut that situation out, whether it's work or family or extracurricular. You know, I did the same thing when I wrote the book. I did the same thing. I lost 30 pounds. So I carved out more time to work out. I wanted to look a certain way. I knew I couldn't be a sales executive unless I presented myself in a certain way. You know, I did the same thing when I went back to school. I didn't graduate until I was 30 because I was fooling around with some knuckleheads. Anyway, I will just wait. Stop it. Stop it. Okay.
Is that in the book?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, so Candy, and I want to say, you know, I think Nicole Hall is in the house, but I think you know her. I'm not sure if that's a friend or family of yours, but yeah. So you just have to really have communication and then write out where you're spending time that it's not deserving, and you'll see how much you can free up to do the things that you were born to do.
Okay. Enjoy the book, Candy. Okay.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you.
All right. We have Ashley on the line from Oklahoma. Good morning, Ashley. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing today?
Doing well. Say hello to Michele Thronton.
Hi.
Hey, Ashley.
My question is it's a little different, but I run a small business, and I've always been afraid to be the face of my company simply because I'm a young African-American female, and I recently just experienced somebody really not wanting to do business with me simply because of that when it really boiled down to it. So how did you, in your corporate life, manage being, you know, a woman, African-American, and trying to make your own way without, you know, obviously we're all going to take a loss and fall and get kicked down, but what do you recommend to just really overcome that?
So I'm going to elevate that question. So first of all, it's great to know self-awareness is critical. When you know when people aren't on your side and for what reason, you have power in that, right? And you move on and you don't give it any energy. So what I say is that you need to own and know your story. African-American women spend $200 billion in the marketplace. I don't know what product and service you have, but when you know your story and can build it out, it's all in storytelling. So if you have a small business and you have written your tagline and your model, I mean, there's so many things. And what I'm going to ask you to do, Ash, is I'm going to ask you to reach out to me on social media because we're going to continue this conversation because I think it's so critical. And I'm going to write about this and I'm going to put it on my website because a lot of young entrepreneurs ask me this. You have to know who your competition is. A young lady, I asked her one time, she's like, I don't have any competition. That you're wrong. You do. So know your competition, know your story, build out your brand, and trust me, if you're trying to reach a consumer that I think you're trying to reach, there's power in that. Look, Centric TV was built on the notion that African-American women are one of the most sought after consumers in the world. Okay? So there's probably more to your story, but I would say that just know that there's power in knowing who's not on your side and for what reason.
What's your social media?
So at Stratechic is my Instagram, LinkedIn is Michele Thronton, and Twitter is Thronton Michele.
Okay.
And it's in the book.
Strategic?
Stratechic.
Mm-hmm. How do you spell it again?
STRATECHIC.
Okay. Ulysses is on the line from Boston. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sway. Good morning, Michelle, Tracy G. How's everybody doing today?
Hello. Good morning.
Very nice. So I just hopped in my car, and this is awesome to get the opportunity to speak to you guys. Michelle, a lot of what you're saying definitely resonates with me. You know, from being a perspective of I'm a part-time MBA student, I work full-time, and exactly what you said. Even though your book is basically geared towards females, there's a lot that we can, you know, I'm a young black male. But when I say I'm an MBA student, I mean, I'm going to get straight to the point. When I'm working full-time, you know, I'm feared by my colleagues. I mean, they're straight up feared by me because of what I know and what can, you know, what can be held in the future. So, you know, I don't really have a particular question, but just for you, I want to say keep going. You know, you don't only have to focus on females and young black males. They need you as well. I mean, me having a white female boss, I know things could be a lot different for me if I had someone who knows what young black males go through. So just keep doing what you're doing for sure. And that goes for you, Sway, as well, and Tracy G as well.
Thank you, man.
Got it.
Can I get that too?
Look, keep.
I need that too.
Right, but keep
Kelly's
watching.
here.
Keep watching because Strategic Men is coming.
It's coming?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I
man.
got a book for men. I got a book for millennials. It's going to be a whole franchise.
Okay, well, when that happens, and you probably need some people, you're going to interview some men for the book, and I'm in there, Oakland, baby.
Yo, that's you. Everyone heard it, right?
Yeah, I'm going to give up some
He
real
gonna be
game,
the first
though.
chapter.
My game be scary, though.
Exactly. Would a book be able to be PG? It's gonna be all right.
Yeah, well, you can do some edits.
Michelle, how can people get the book?
Oh, yeah. So the book is on Amazon. Or if you go to my website, www.stratechic.com, but it's also on Amazon. Matter of fact, the blessing is Amazon had to reach out because the book was sold out. So I just refilled.
Wow.
So there are books on Amazon. I love the cash register side. Do it again. Oh, yes. Work. So, yes, on Amazon.com.
Okay. Kelly, how can people reach you?
You can reach me on all forms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Kelly Kinkaid, KELLY,
I'm looking forward to reading this book front and back. I'm flying to Oakland tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. It's a quick 2 hours.
Okay, cool. It's a 5-hour flight, so I could read the book and then just start plotting. Okay.
Starting your story for the men. Strategic.
I'm ready. I'm in there. Thank you very much for coming by.
Man, thanks for having me.
You guys have Black Girls Rock. That's airing Tuesday, right?
Absolutely. Airing on Tuesday. We're taping tomorrow night. Special guest, so you guys got to tune in Tuesday. It's going to be a really, really good show.
Okay. Michele Thronton, thanks for coming through.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45.